How would you have us go about that?
I don't know. It's your daughter. Why don't you figure that out?
Why don't you listen
Oh, he's like a super villain. God dang it. How to Cameron. How to Cameron. How to Cameron. Hello everybody, my name is Cameron Brown and a warm welcome to the HowToCameron channel, and I want more views, I really do. So I've decided to resort to some of the laziest content on the platform, reacting to Dr. Phil. I'm calling out PewDiePie for this. How does PewDiePie get away with making videos on Dr. Phil? Like seriously, I'll get called out for making videos on him, but PewDiePie, nah, that's completely fine. Only joking. I really don't care about PewDiePie making videos on Dr. Phil, but I find it kind of funny how some people call out different YouTubers for making videos on Dr. Phil, but when it comes to PewDiePie, he kind of just gets away with it when it comes to these people. It's just a bit stupid, really. Today, I'm going to be reacting to Dr. Phil. If you don't know what Dr. Phil is, it's a B-Tech Jeremy Kyle. Yes, I said it. Jeremy Kyle is way better than Dr. Phil in my opinion, probably because it's British and more relatable. Everyone on Jeremy Kyle seems to have atrocious teeth. It's very relatable, you know, as a British person myself. I'm definitely not an illegal immigrant from Kenya. Dr. Phil is a reality TV show in which crazy people go on to resolve their issues. The most notable famous person made from Dr. Phil is Daniel Broccoli, my actual dream daughter, pretty much. Daniel Broccoli is a bloody lovely child and I love her. So I'm really glad that Dr. Phil has been able to help her grow an amazing career that she clearly deserves. If you guys enjoy this video, leave me a like, sub if you're new, and let's just get reacting to one of these amazing videos. Now, something that's quite interesting about this channel and Dr. Phil in general is how sometimes the topics that it actually addresses are completely light-hearted and it's just pretty much bickering. But some of the other issues and some of the other plots are actually a lot more dark. So, for example, they tackle heroin addicts. 18-year-old says 14-year-old girlfriend is the love of my life.
Michelle is definitely the love of my life. She's my everything. I've been living here for the past 2 or 3 weeks in this car.
Now, firstly, I just want to mention that this relationship's illegal straight off the bat. Okay, maybe they don't actually have sex, but even if they don't have sex, you know, it's still kind of inappropriate and it's just a bit ridiculous. I don't know what this guy's like, but I don't know why you'd want to date someone who's 4 years younger than you. Like, that just seems really weird.
I've been living here for the past 2 or 3 weeks in this car that sits in my parents' front yard.
Okay, it doesn't even have windows. I saw this story about this person who actually lives in a car, which doesn't seem that bad. Okay, I hate to say it. I mean, it seems pretty bad, but not like horrendously bad. But literally, that car had windows. This one doesn't even have windows. What the flip?
You can see the bad part when it rains, whatnot. There's no windows. I strongly believe Michelle's parents think I'm a loser. They have a desire to keep us as far away from each other as they can. When Michelle ran away for 5 days this summer, I was the first person she called. We got super drunk the first night. Michelle told me that she was...
Oh no. I was going to tag this relationship as creepy, but now it's just cringy. Like, they're using Snapchat filters.
We definitely took it to the next level, Anna. She trusted me and she believed in me. Her mom had the nerve to call me a rapist. All over social media.
What?
To the next level, Anna. We definitely took it to the next level, Anna. Super drunk the first night. Michelle told me that she was about to turn 16. We definitely took it to the next level.
Okay, right. Let me just say this, right? I don't believe this guy because it's very easy to decipher how old someone is. Like, especially when it comes to girls. 14-year-old girls are totally different to 16-year-old girls. Fact. They're not as developed. You know, they're still children. 16-year-old girls are normally mostly fully developed. And also, they're a lot more confident. That's something that I've noticed generally.
She trusted me and she believed in me. Her mom had the nerve to call me a rapist. All over social media.
Okay, I want to mention this now. This guy's in the wrong. It's creepy him having sex with someone who's 4 years younger, especially when they're not fully developed. It's statutory rape. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is a real dark thing to talk about. I don't think it's fair, the mother saying that he's a rapist over social media. That's not fair because it really takes out the sincerity of the situation. If you think that someone's been raped, you go to the police. You don't post about it on social media. And you definitely don't go to Congress about it. Jesus Christ. That's a political reference.
Michelle's mother threatened to call
She's
the
pretty
police on
fit.
me for lying to her about not knowing where her daughter was. The police came and I jumped out the window. Hit one of the police officers who was trying to stop me from giving...
He hit one of the police officers. I don't know, like, I was trying to be like, oh yeah, maybe he was just dumb. Like, maybe he actually thought she was 16. And if he did think that, I mean, this isn't in the UK, so I can't even use the argument. But if it was in the UK, this guy was dumb. He thought that she was 16 because she said that she was 16. If they had sex, it would have been immoral for him to be called a rapist. But because it's in the US, I think consent law is 18 anyway. So I can't even talk about that anyway. It's irrelevant.
Later, I was notified she was 14. I was a little heartbroken about her lying.
Oh, he actually thought she was 16. Okay, now I feel bad for this guy. Personally, I don't want to argue about this again, but I think an 18-year-old having sex with a 16-year-old, I don't think that's that bad. Like, I wouldn't consider it rape. It is in the US. It's not in the UK. I wouldn't consider it rape using my vocabulary because I feel like rape's a lot more serious. You know, it's non-consensual.
I tried to explain to her mother she could be dating a gang member out running the streets, and instead she's with someone who loves her. The more Michelle's mother and father try to control what she does, the more she will defy her parents. I strongly believe they need to let Michelle have her freedom. I want to spend the rest of my living life with Michelle. I want to have children with Michelle and have a family. I
don't know what it is, but he doesn't seem that weird. Like, for someone who's 18 years old to be sexually attracted to a 14-year-old, he doesn't seem that weird. But I feel like he's putting this more normal persona on. Like how he said, I want to spend my life with Michelle. I think that was her name. He sounded too robotic almost. Like he already knew what he was going to say to come across as normal. Let's watch the second part. 18-year-old tells girlfriend's mum and dad, you are the failure of a parent. Wow, that's great.
She is 14, and you talk about her as though you had nothing to do with how she turned out. I mean, you raised her.
No.
I also want to mention that if the 18-year-old and the 14-year-old did go out and they didn't have sex, I think that's still really weird. Like, I don't think this relationship could be possibly acceptable. Like, I think it's weird and I don't accept it.
You have to have ownership in that. And I see her volatility, and then I look at the two of you, and you're wanting to fight and slap and all that kind of stuff. I don't wonder how it got. Y'all need to calm down.
Wow. Dr. Phil laying down some good vocabulary and getting everyone to calm the hell down using his specialist techniques. You know, Dr. Phil comes across as that guy who is really intelligent. I don't doubt that. But just by how he speaks, he doesn't sound intelligent. Like, he talks so slowly and he doesn't seem to use complicated words. But maybe that is a real figure of his intelligence. Maybe he wants more people to actually understand him, so he opts into having more simplified language so more people can understand him, which would make sense, I suppose.
In your rhetoric,
this guy actually looks like a potato. That's
your behavior here, and I'm really going to ask
He's
you
got the hand motion
to do that. And you know, calling names and all that kind of stuff is just not constructive to the situation. And Paul, let me tell you, if you seriously had any interest in this young lady long term, you wouldn't be calling her parents' names and challenging them to fights.
I apologize to him for that.
Doing things like that, you would be broke.
He doesn't seem that badly brought up, like the 18-year-old. He seems quite like smart almost. Like, I don't know. It's weird because he's in such a dumb situation.
I apologize to him. I tried to mend the situation, and no.
Because let me
Everything
tell you,
she
when
does
you
is my fault from both their perspectives.
when you marry daughter, you marry mama, and you marry daddy, and I mean, there's, you know, this goes on
Yeah, you're
long term,
100% right.
and I don't think that's likely to happen, but you really want to.
That did not sit well with him.
It's in your best interest to really slow things down here, and
yeah, definitely.
it's not in your best interest to alienate the family.
What I would do if I was him, if I was the 18-year-old who's apparently crazily in love with her, if he couldn't let her go, what I would recommend that he does is actually get to know the parents and form a good relationship with them and actually get some trust, and then backpedal the relationship a lot.
And Dr. Phil, that's why I tried to be like a mother to him. I gave you a chance after she ran away with you in June.
You stopped
And I
us from
asked
talking
you to
because
not
she
have
left.
sex with her. I told you you can come to our house once a week and see her under our supervision. Did I not?
Okay, that's a bit crazy. Why do they have to be under supervision? Like, that seems a bit crazy. He doesn't seem like a danger, you know? He doesn't seem like a really aggressive person, but obviously he's on Dr. Phil. He's not going to really have his boxing gloves on, is he? If I was the parents, I would say, yeah, you can come around once a week. We'll be in the room next door. Like, you can hear quite easily if something's happening. Like, you don't have to be in the same room. That seems a bit ridiculous.
You're a verbally abusive dictator. You destroy
Because
her
I don't let her
mentally.
see you
That's
every
where your
single
mental
day
mind is,
with
by the
you
way,
as I
guys.
want
He actually
to.
pointed
Nothing to
towards
do
it just in case you didn't know.
You know,
We're trying to put everything on me and in my direction. You're the
She looks older than 14. I'm not even going to lie. It's the makeup. I swear to God, makeup makes girls, younger girls, look so much older. It's crazy.
You're the failure of a parent. You're the failure of a parent. You guys need to step things up, not me.
And how would, okay, Paul, then how would you have us go about that?
I don't know. It's your daughter. Why don't you figure that out?
Why don't you listen
Oh, he's like a super villain. God dang it. He's not doing a very good job for himself, is he? Like, if he loved her so much, like, mentally, I bet he just loves the sex. I bet he's just weird like that, you know? Why isn't he trying to be nice to the parents? I don't get it. The parents are just going to want to cut you off if you're going to be horrible to them like this.
I don't think you have a lot of credibility in giving that kind of advice, but nonetheless,
not.
I think that
Oh my God, this guy. I'm getting so many mixed emotions because I feel like sometimes he's quite smart. When he was listening, he looked quite, you know, interested. He looked like he was actually trying to absorb what the professional was saying, Dr. Phil. But when he was talking, he just looked like a super villain, which just seemed completely stupid. Anyway, guys, again, this video here, thank you for watching it. If you did enjoy it, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new today, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.